Hey guys, we're back again with another video, and we absolutely have to talk about the Ring 4 card that took place last night, because what a fight night. It was absolutely incredible, and I think it did actually live up to our expectations as to what we thought it was going to be. Hands down, got to be one of the best cards this year, and I actually really enjoy the prelims also. I do have to say, I did pay for, and I signed up for the DAZN Ultimate plan, and I do think it was well worth it. I paid $23.99 right this month, and I've watched two pay-per-view fights. That was Eubank and Ben 2 last weekend, and now the Ring 4 card. And if you was to split that, that's like what, like 12, £11 that I basically paid for those two pay-per-view fights. And I think that was well worth it. I would happily pay $23.99 for just last night for the Ring 4 card, because I thought that was definitely worth it. It was a stacked card, and it was unbelievable. All of them. It was great. So we've definitely got to talk about it. Let's start off with the first fight of the main card, and that was Abdullah Mason versus Sam Noakes. First of all, Sam Noakes is tough. That man is tough, and hats off to him, because he fought that fight. He really did, and he left it all in the ring. That is leaving it all in the ring. Although he was hurt, and that was due to a headbutt, he was still going. He kept going, kept pushing. That was for the WBO vacant title, and that was, of course, Abdullah Mason's first time fighting for a world title, and he won. And I thought, how incredible is it that everybody's calling for a rematch? And it's not even because somebody thinks somebody was robbed or whatever. People want a rematch because they want to see it again, because it was just that good. And I'm not going to lie, I would love to see it again. It was brilliant. It was like action packed right from round one. It was absolutely brilliant. I loved it. And hats off to both men. And congratulations to Abdullah Mason. It will be interesting to see what he does next, because as it stands, there are the belts right now in the lightweight division. Shakur Stevenson is champion. Then you've got Gervonta Tank Davis, who's champion. And then Raymond Muratella, he's also champion. So it's like, is he going to defend his WBO title, or is he going to plan to go and unify? But I do know that Shakur Stevenson is looking to fight with Teofimo Lopez. And then he's also looking to fight Conor Benn after that fight with Teofimo Lopez. I mean, it's all talks. They're all going back and forth. So we'll see how it plays out. And then we go on to Bam Rodriguez versus Martinez. First of all, Bam Rodriguez is just that guy. He's simply that guy. I was watching him and I was just like, this guy's just a little too chill. You know, he's just like, first of all, outside of the ring, he's like really cool, calm, and you know, he's very humble. And then in the ring, he was like, it was like the same. He was like quite chill, relaxed, and then he wins with a knockout. We saw the knockout. It came out, and mind you, Martinez is ranked number 2 in that division. So like, to see him put on a show like that and to just be like so like cool about it, it was great. And I love Bam, and I think he definitely gets better with every single fight. And he's looking for, after the fight for the IBF title, he's looking to become undisputed, which I think is a great move. Then maybe move up in weight after becoming undisputed. I do think Bam has the potential to become undisputed, and so let's see how it all plays out. And then we go to the co-main event, Devin Haney versus Brian Norman Jr. What a build-up, first and foremost, because I really thought the fathers were going to take each other's heads off, but it didn't happen. It was all about the sons. And they came in there, and Devin Haney with a second round knockout. And I think Devin Haney, with this fight, he proved a lot of people wrong. I saw like a lot of the predictions leading up to the fight. A lot of people thought that Brian Norman Jr. was just going to knock out Devin Haney, and that's how they thought it was going to be. Let's not lie, like, Brian Norman Jr. is known to have incredible power. He's got that KO power, and people thought we were going to see it in this fight, and unfortunately we didn't. And we do know that Devin Haney, one of his strengths is being able to win those rounds and to go the distance, because he's disciplined and the structure. But he came in, second round knockout, and he won the fight. And he's now a 3-weight champion. And do you know what? Salute and hats off to him. Like, he's done that. He really did do that. And he's proved a lot of people wrong. And watching like the post-fight interview, Brian Norman Jr. is blaming himself. He's, you know, he's saying that Devin Haney won because of what he was not able to do. But what I do think is, I think it's time for that rematch with Ryan Garcia. We have seen this week that Ryan Garcia made a video and he signed the contract to fight Mario Barrios, and that's for the WBC title. And let's say the fight does go ahead and then he wins. He's got the WBC title, and then you've got Devin Haney, who has also won the title. So if they do have the rematch, they could fight again. Of course, we want the rematch from their first fight, but then there's more at stake. That's them unifying, which would be super interesting, and it'll be fireworks, I really do think, and that would be a great fight for the fans. And I definitely do want to see it. I think it's time, like, let's see it. I think it's been like, by the time we get into 2026, it will be edging to like 2 years since their fight, so let's make it happen. And then to the main event, David Benavidez versus Anthony Yarde. First and foremost, I just love seeing the mutual respect between both men. It was just really refreshing to see like the respect they had for one another. This fight, gosh, we all know David Benavidez. We know David Benavidez has that high punch output. We know that he's that pressure fighter. We know that he is really heavy hitting, and you know he can apply that pressure. And that's exactly what we saw, and he won with a technical knockout. And you know what? Hats off to Anthony Yarde. I think, I saw an interview with Boxing King Media where he said he's pissed and he's annoyed because that was his third world title shot and he's lost all three of them. But you know what? Hats off to him, because he dared to be great and he just came out short. He really did dare to be great. In all three of the title shots that he's gone for, he's dared to be great. He stepped up to the plate, and he's, he banked on himself, and there's no harm in that, and there's nothing wrong in doing that. And it just shows that he really does back his words when he says he'll fight anyone. And so he is feeling how he's feeling, but I'm incredibly proud of him. And it's really great to actually see a boxer go up, somebody like David Benavidez, and to bank on himself and to do that. So I hope he recovers. I hope he takes the much needed time to get the rest, and then we see him back in the ring very soon. But David Benavidez, that man is incredible. Oh my gosh. I think he's got such a promising future ahead of him, and I'm so excited for what's next for that man. Oh my gosh, he is incredible. It was like I could feel every punch. I was like, oh, like, wow, he's incredible. And he actually announced that his next fight will be happening with Zotto, which is another heavy hitting pressure boxer, which is just like you're in the ring with two heavy hitters who apply the pressure. What a fight it would be for boxing fans. Absolutely incredible. I love it. I think that's a great move. And the fact that we got it announced so soon, absolutely. I love that. But as always, guys, I'd love to hear from you guys. What are your thoughts on last night, the Ring 4 fight night? Let me know in the comments, and I'll speak to you guys next week, Wednesday. And if you don't already, follow me on all social media platforms at Boxing with Steph, where I post daily the latest of what's been going on in the lovely world of boxing. I'll speak to you guys on Wednesday.